OTP based online voting system using blockchain technology. In this system, we have two modules. One is the voting module, and the other is the results module. Now, we're going to see the voting module. We need to open the web application. After opening the web application, we'll find a login page where an admin will be logging into the page using the admin login credentials. After logging into the page, the voter needs to enter his Aadhaar number. After entering Aadhaar number, then a face detection will takes place. When the system detects the voter face, then an get OTP option will be enabled. The voter needs to click on that get OTP option. Once the voter clicks on the get OTP option, an OTP will be sent to the voter phone number, which is linked to the other number of the voter. And once the voter receives the OTP, he need to enter it into the system. After entering the OTP, a verification takes place, and once the OTP is verified, the voter will be allowed to cast his vote. For casting his vote, an voting panel will be opened. Once the voting panel opens, the voter can find all the candidates over there, and he'll be having an option to choose and vote for the person of his choice. So the once the voter casts his vote, the voting page goes to the Aadhaar ID page, where another voter can come and start the voting process, and this process carry on this way. Once the voting is completed, then we can go for the second module, which is the result module. For that, the admin has to open another login page, and he needs to log in using his login credentials. Once the admin logins in, there he can find vote results option, by clicking which the vote results page will be opened. After that, there he needs to press the get vote option, after pressing which the votes will be displayed. Below that, we can see a pie chart which shows the percentage of votes of each candidate, and besides that, we can find the winner name as well. OTP based online voting system using blockchain technology. We are doing this project under the supervision of Ignatius sir. This is Anjana. My teammates are Devika and Krishna Chandana. Agenda. Abstract. In the digital era, where hacking and bypassing the system is easy, tampering of data is always possible, leading to bad situations. Blockchain is used to store data, which is almost impossible to change or tamper with, as it is very secure in nature. Voting as a process in any nation is an essential event, and if votes get miscalculated or manipulated by any source, it will be harmful. To avoid such kind of situations and make it more comfortable, blockchain technology comes in acknowledgement. In this, we propose a decentralized national e-voting system based on blockchain technology. It includes an admin panel to schedule the voting, manage candidates, and declare the results. The web application will provide the users with an interface to enter their Aadhaar ID at the time of voting. The eligibility of the voter will be checked after entering their Aadhaar card ID. Face detection process will be done. If the system recognizes the voter, then voter's phone number will be verified through one-time password. After voter verification, individual voters will be considered eligible for voting. The votes will be stored in a blockchain, and any tampering would be detected easily. The address and the corresponding constituency will be checked in the backend. Voting results will be declared on the same day after the completion of voting. Objectives. Aim of the project. The aim of this project is to allow voters to exercise their right to express their choices regarding specific issues, or to choose their government and political leaders. Scope of the project. The scope is given to fully security and can provide correct leads to the elections, and it will save time and expenditure. This can be modified by interfacing it with a computer through an interface so as to supply extra security. Introduction. Election has a major role in democracy because it is the deciding factor of the future of a country. But the major concern is that society doesn't trust the election system. Flawed electoral system is the issue faced by even the world's largest democracies like United States, India and Japan. Over time, the voting system have evolved and the breach of security has evolved. The major issues that need to be addressed in the correct voting system are vote rigging, polling booth capture, EVM hacking, and election manipulation. The problems were investigated in the voting systems in this project and attempting to propose the online voting model that can solve these problems. This project proposes an online voting system that uses the blockchain Ethereum to create a wallet with the credentials of the user. The elector will obtain an authenticated and tamper proof personal ID. The voter will be getting the chance to vote in the form of token, which would be transferred anonymously from voter's wallet to candidate's wallet. Blockchain helps to preserve voters' anonymity while still being open to public inspection. The proposed voting system uses more stable tamper-proof blockchain and cost effective. Besides that, we have two-factor authentication, which helps in reducing rigging and vote manipulation. We use face detection and recognition as first step of authentication. After the successful verification, another step takes place. The second step of authentication is OTP literature review. Devika will be explaining furtherly.
Design and methodologies. Module 1. Registering the voters and candidates. In this module, the election representatives will collect the information from the voters, and after collecting the information, they will start registering the eligible voters in the website one by one. After completing the voters' information, they will start registering the candidates in the system. Authentication module. In this module, the voters' authentication takes place. The voters enters the Aadhaar number in the website and click on the Start Face Recognition. Then the face detection takes place. If the voter is recognized, then OTP verification will take place. The OTP will be generated to the registered mobile number which is in the voter's Aadhaar card. Once the OTP get verified, the voter can able to cast their vote. Module 3. Voting interface. In this module, the voter will get an interface in which they can cast their votes in the interface. We can see all the candidate names who are participating in the election, also their party symbols. Here a push button will be provided beside every candidate. Using that push button, the voter can cast their votes. Module 4. Resultant module. In this module, we will see the result page in which we can see the number of votes are there for each candidate. By seeing that, we can easily decide the winner among the candidates. Standards and policies. These are some of the standards and policies which are used in our project. Implementation. Architecture diagram. In the bottom left side, we can see the admin service management services. Here the voters will register the details and the information will be stored in this system. And the admin service management services sends the voter details to the election preparation services. They will check whether the voters are valid or not. If they are valid means they can cast their votes. The voters will be stored in the blockchain nodes. All the blockchain nodes are connected one by one. If any voter votes multiple times, it will be saved in the blockchain nodes. But while displaying the results, it will take the first vote of the voter and display the result. Data flow diagram. First voter will be registered using their Aadhaar number. After they will log into the voting website. It will check whether the user image is valid or not. If it is not valid means it will goes to the login page. If it is valid means it will check for the OTP validate. If not valid OTP means it will gives re-enter OTP option. If valid means we can cast the votes and log out from the system. ER diagram. In the ER diagram we have 4 parts. Party, administrator, registration, voting. The party will give their username, photo post, and registered for the election. The administrator are having username and password credentials. The registrations here the candidates will register and get the username and password. Voting. The candidates can vote using their registered user numbers and face recognition. Sequence diagram. The elected body officials collects all information on districts, infected spaces, collects the candidates biodata, takes registrations of data above 18 years. The system will generate unique candidate number, generates the detailed list of the voters, requests the candidates for authentication, displays elections and displays election results. Candidates will register their party with the help of system. Voters can vote the candidates by their choice. Collaboration diagram. Then administrator checks the candidates registration, candidate data manipulation, voter registration, voter data manipulation, votes and views the report. And the voter checks the voter registration, voter data manipulation and votes of the voter.
I'm Chandana. I'm going to say about types of testing. There are 5 testings mainly: unit testing, integration testing, functional testing, white box testing, and black box testing. Now, I'm firstly going to say about unit testing. In this unit testing, we'll check the tiny items of practicality instead of the system as a whole or as an entire, and this will be performed from the smallest, that is lowest module, to the highest module, but only one at a time. For every module, a brief program is employed, and this is to execute the mode, and this also provides the information that is required. Once if it is embedded within the large system, it will be asked to perform the approach. And then testing. In this testing, package modules area unit is integrated logically and then tested as a whole or as a bunch. This consists of multiple package modules which will be quoted by the different or various programmers. This testing mainly focuses on verifying the communication among the modules. This also shows the defects within the interaction between the package modules and the area with which is integrated. This is about integration testing. And then the next one is functional testing. In this testing, it verifies the system against the purposeful needs, that is whether all the needs are fulfilled or not. That involves basic usability testing of the system. This will also check whether the user is able to freely navigate through screens without any problem or not. It also checks the accessibility of the system for the user, and then it sees whether the error messages area unit is displayed or not. This is about functional testing. And the next one is white box testing. This white box testing mainly involves the testing of the package code for the following internal security holes. In this test, every statement, object, and performance will be seen on a personal basis. We will also see the writing process, whether they are broken or poorly structured, the flow of the specific inputs through code, and also checks the expected output. This is all we do in white box testing. And then the next one is black box testing. This black box testing provides the abstraction from code and focuses on the testing effort on the software behavior. This mainly focuses on whether the recorder testing is on validation or not for our useful necessities, and this also facilitates testing on communication among the modules. This is about all the testings. And next one we can see is the input and output. The input is where we can see all the candidates whom we want to vote, and the output screenshot is it shows the result page of who got how many votes. And the conclusion of the project is that this projected system has option to cut back the unwanted human errors. This is a wonderful mechanism that one need not go to their location to vote. This is also a time saving and also an easy process. This will also mechanically easier, increases the transparency of voting. This is also free from the unauthorized access, whereas casting votes by voters, the main useful thing is that the system system have such distribution of authority that server does not alter to govern the votes. Future enhancements. This system at the instant permits voters to log into the positioning with his or her name and also advanced Aadhaar card range. Elector will forge his or her vote where being logged into the positioning, and it will also be safer if we tend to develop a biometric security which might produce a singular authentication for every elector at the time of the logic. This is what we can improve in future. And then we have the web references and the plagiarism report and the references. Thank you.